Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and this is Flynn Sisters Home. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to put together a really simple St. Patrick's Day wreath. I'm going to be doing kind of a side burst situation. A couple of videos ago, I asked you guys if you wanted more in-depth wreath tutorials and I got a unanimous yes. So here we are. I'm excited to bring you this video today. I'm going to have all the materials listed in the description box if you want to follow along. So let's go ahead and get started. We're starting with a 18-inch wreath form. What we're going to do today is we're going to make a burst that's only going to cover maybe a third to almost a half of this wreath form. I want to start by trimming off any kind of pieces that are really hanging out all willy-nilly. And then I've got all these greenery picks and I like to get kind of a mix. I also trimmed them up a little bit too. So like I would just trim off some of the pieces from here. And what we want to start with is to kind of lay out how we want to do this. Go in with another green. I really like taking these apart and stuffing them in so it doesn't look like we just stuffed these on top of each other and threw them on a wreath. Looks a little more organic, I think, and well put together. Next, I'm going to create my bow, which is going to be the centerpiece of our burst. I'm going to start with my center bow, which will be a 10-inch bow, and I'm cutting a 10-inch long piece of cardboard. This will act as the stencil for my first bow. So I want a 6-loop bow, and I want my tails to be about 11 inches. I'm going to hold my tail right here, and then we're going to wrap our ribbon around our stencil. And then we'll end in the center. So here's our tails. So you'll notice that I've kind of stacked them, the layers. Okay. And then we're going to secure them with some pipe cleaners. Okay. Scrunch that up here. Pinch it in the center. Hold up your loops to make sure that you have the same side loops on either side. And then we'll secure it with a pipe cleaner. This tail is going to be the same size as this one. Okay, and then we'll just fluff our loops. And then we're going to fishtail our ends, of course. Our next bow is going to come out to be 12 inches, so we'll have it peeking out on either side of the first bow. I'm going to make my tail about 12 inches. Okay, and then each of my loops will be about 6 inches. And when I go to make my second loop, the second loop is going to go out on the opposite side of the first loop. So I'm pinching down the center with my thumb and my forefinger. And then we're just going to repeat that process on either side till I have 4 6-inch loops on either side. And when I say 6-inch, I mean 6 inches from the center point that I'm pinching to the end of that loop fold. This ribbon I'm using looks the same on the inside as it does on the outside, so I don't need to twist my loops as I'm alternating sides. If your ribbon had one good side and one bad side, then you'd want to twist the loop each time to make sure that the bad side is on the inside of your loops rather than the outside. All right, and then once I've got 8 loops, 4 on either side, I'm going to secure through the center with a pipe cleaner. I'm not really concerned on what side my tails land on this one because this will go underneath all the other bows, and I can just pull the tail down if I don't like the position of it. Once we have it secured down the center, we're just gonna fluff up our loops. I'm just gonna gather these two. I'm gonna gather these two together by putting this pipe cleaner around the other bow. All right, and then I'm gonna place my smallest bow in the center, and the smallest bow, we're just gonna do 4 loops. This is also a thinner ribbon. The other 2 ribbons that we worked with were 2.5 inches. This is just 1.5. And I'm using all wired ribbon. Wired ribbon is really ideal for your wreath making because everything's just gonna stay nice and beautifully fluffed for us. My biggest bow is 12 inches. My medium-sized bow is 10 inches. The smallest bow is going to be 8 inches. So that means my loops need to be about 4 inches. I want my tail to be 9 inches. Again, if you wanted to use your stencil with an 8-inch stencil, you could definitely do that. I'm just going to eyeball mine. Well, kind of. I'm gonna use the ruler on my mat here to help me size my loops. I'm using the same alternating side loop technique that I showed you with the last bow. The only difference with this one is it's smaller loops, and I'm only gonna do 4 loops, 2 on either side, instead of 8. Okay, and again, we'll just layer that into our bow, going all the way to the top, twisting around the back. Just going to attach this right onto our wreath form with our pipe cleaners. So make sure this is really secure. I'm just gonna pick out the longest ones that I have. So in addition to our bows, we're going to make some ribbon sprays. I'm just going to use 16-inch strips of ribbon. You're just going to stack them, pinch in the center. Get a pipe cleaner and secure through the center. Then we're gonna just fishtail our ends. And we'll just secure these right on the outer parts of our bow just to add some extra detail through our greenery. But before I attach these, I want to secure my greenery. I'd already placed them by nestling them into the branches to arrange them. Now I'm just going to secure it with a little hot glue. And I'm just going to glue as close to that inner branch there as I can. Now that I've got all of my greenery glued down and secured, I could start adding in my ribbon sprays. I'm gonna do, I think, just 2 of these on either side of my large bow, just to add a little zhuzh, little something something. And I want to secure this pretty close to my big bow here. So we'll just weave that pipe cleaner down through to the back. I'm actually going to weave it through some of these branches here. Lastly, I'm going to add in these fun little picks, these details. I think these are so cute. And I'm going to actually take these apart just like I do the greenery, so I could spread them out a little bit more. And just kind of position them where I want them at first. To attach these, I just put a little bit of hot glue around the end and just kind of poke them into my wreath form. Got all those little details in there. I just try to go around and see if there's any kind of ribbon I might want to trim that might look, you know, a little too much or like it's getting in the way. We'll just trim those little pieces up. Well, that's it. I think we're done here. I'm gonna hang it on my door and show you what it looks like. All right, so here she is, all finished. I love how it turned out. Let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comments, but you know, you can easily adapt this technique to any kind of color, any theme, holiday. Absolutely love it. And because you're only detailing half the wreath, it's a little less expensive than the fuller ones that I've done. And of course, we got to do cleanup. I can't wait to show you guys the wreath that I have planned for Easter. It's super cute. I love doing these videos for you guys. Let me know what you thought. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.